Good morning, fourth grade. Today, you guys are going to be able to construct a book box. Okay, so first we're going to talk about our story, and then I'm going to introduce what a book box is. And then you guys will have the remaining time to work on your book box, okay? So, yesterday we read a story. Now, who can remember what the name of our story was? Yes, Thanksgiving on a Plymouth plantation. Good job. So now show me thumbs up if you can summarize what the story is about. So let me see if your thumbs up. Okay, good, great. Now who would like to share the parts of a summary? Now remember, we talked about this yesterday. There's about 6 main parts of a summary that help us be able to tell stories about, okay? Setting, good. Plot, ending, character, resolution, and one more, we're missing one more. Think where the story takes place. Yes, the setting. Thank you. Now let's take a quick summary of what our story is about, okay? So for you guys, get your thinking caps on, we're going to try to remember what our story is about. So we did read Thanksgiving on a Plymouth plantation. And the story is basically about a family, a boy and a girl, a mom and dad, goes and visits their grandmother every year for Thanksgiving. But when the parents leave, what do the grandma and the kids do? Yes, they travel. So the grandma takes the children back in the time to one of the first Thanksgivings to show how the Pilgrims celebrated Thanksgiving. So the children get to learn what Thanksgiving is about and kind of where it came from, right? So good. Here's Thanksgiving then and Thanksgiving now. Okay, so it was different. Now with your shoulder partner, I want you to differentiate between our Thanksgiving now and Thanksgiving that was way back when. And differentiate means just kind of say what was different between Thanksgiving then and now. Okay? So, keep talking, give you some time. I'm looking through here. Okay, so good job. Now eyes up here. Okay, so some things that were different were what? What they ate, yeah. You know, they had to go out and kill their food. And sometimes they didn't have turkey, so back then they ate geese, or what we call, goose. And now what do we eat every year? Yes, we eat turkey. What else is different? Clothing, yeah. What they wore back then, who was back then? Indians and Pilgrims back then. So their clothing was different. Indians would have their hair braided and a little feather in their hair, while the Pilgrims would be wearing hats, sometimes like probably draw a big Abe Lincoln hat. Okay? That's good. Yeah, and something that is the same is how we celebrate with family. Back then they celebrated with their loved ones, and usually we get together with our family to celebrate Thanksgiving. So, what are some ideas you can formulate to help you remember what a story is about? So besides writing a story, what are some ways that can help you create a summary? We've done some of these in class. Yes, a graphic organizer. Good job. What else? Well, yeah, looking at the pictures, that could be one, but what's another thing that you can do to help you Remember what a story is about. Take notes. Okay, good. Well, today we are going to make a book box, and this book box will be able to help you remember what important information comes from our story, okay? So, we have our book box, and we have our book box. So this is what we are going to make. So we kind of already talked about the importance of Thanksgiving, but why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? Why do you think that we celebrate Thanksgiving? Yeah, we celebrate Thanksgiving to give thanks for what we're thankful for. Okay, so good job. Can any of you define what a book box is? You think if it's book, keywords, book, box. Okay, yeah, it's a box about a book. Okay, so the book box is when you're given a box, or sometimes, maybe a coffee can, or just anything that really can be decorated and open and you can put things in. And what you do is you take colored paper or whatever you want. Some people might use, scrapbook paper, tin foil, depending on what the book was about, but I use construction paper. So, yeah, we're going to take the construction paper and you cover your box. And what you do, boys and girls, is you write the title, and then you just decorate the box of what it's supposed to be from the book. So important things from the book. So you can write words, you can draw pictures, you can cut things out of magazines, and you can glue things on. You can draw things on different color paper and glue it on. Just important words and pictures that will help you personally remember what the story is about. Now, two people's book boxes, they probably aren't going to be the same because different words or different pictures might help us remember better. So, the book box I started was, I have the title, Thanksgiving on Plymouth Plantation. And the first thing I drew was a turkey because we're talking about Thanksgiving. Okay, so I drew my turkey. And then after I draw and I write my words, you can open your box and actually put things in the box, such as objects, that help you remember the story. So you might have, what are some ideas that we could put in our box? Okay, a hat. If you found a hat, yeah, you could put a hat. Why? Okay, because the pilgrims wore hats, so that can help you remind yourself of a pilgrim. Now, what else? A feather. Now, why would you put a feather in your box? Because of an Indian. Okay, good job. You could also put maybe a rock, like I have some rocks. And the rocks kind of helped me remember that it was on plantation and the land really wasn't developed yet. So I could put a rock in my box. So that's what our book box is, okay? So it needs to be things that are going to help you remember. So don't copy what your friend has. You need to look at it. Another thing that we will always put in our book box is a copy of the book or copy of the book cover, okay? So this would also go. Now when I'm grading your book box, okay, I am looking for 7 words. You need to have 7 words. 5 pictures. 5 pictures and 3 objects inside, okay? So this is worth 10 points. Now, while you're doing your book box, I'm going to have you guys compare your boxes with one another, okay? Like I said, it shouldn't be the same. And when you're putting your stuff, your 7 words, your 5 pictures, your 3 objects, you must use support from the book. It can't just be random things that you want to put in the box. Okay, you must use support for the book. So, who can recall what you're going to put on your book box? Words, good. Pictures, yes. What inside? Objects, okay, good job. And then when you're done, I want you to examine your book box. I want you to see if you put logical things on there that's going to help you remember about your story. Okay, so I want you to examine your box. So, before I let you work on your book box, I want you to conclude what parts of a story make a summary. So these could be some support that you can put on your book box or inside, okay? So we need the characters, something about the setting, maybe the plot, if you could draw a picture of the plot, the resolution of the problem, how they got back from traveling, and the ending. Maybe draw how the book ended, okay? So now you have the remaining time to create your book box, and once you are done, you guys are going to be able to share your book box tomorrow and explain why you chose the words and pictures that you did. Okay, so let's get into it.